What's good, you guys? This is Eric with OzoneTCG. Today we're taking a look at a week, kind of 1.5 of Ghosts from the Past, and see how this and the reveal of Dimension Force, the full set reveal of all the TCG World Premiere exclusives, as well as the imports, are impacting TCG player markets right now. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is going to be the biggest one, are the plant cards. That's going to be the main focus here. Aroma, Syrupy, Jasmine, as well as some of the Sunavalon and generic plant cards have tremendously increased in price. You can see right here, it's steadily gone up over the past couple of months. We can see right at approximately 5.4 to 5.6, we've seen it increase to about $9 a copy. Let's see what it is right now. So light play from one seller, $8, $1 shipping, so $9, basically at that $9 mark, between $9 and $10 for a first edition or near mint. You do need to play 2 of these for one of the combos in the Sunavalon Adventure deck. And this deck becomes a little bit stronger with Dimension Force's release because it plays Therion and Lilybory as a plant, so you inherently have a way to search it without the field spell, and you have a way to summon it for free with Aroma, Syrupy, Jasmine, and the new Sylvan Link monster. So this card I could see going up even more because it hasn't been reprinted in 2 years. I have a feeling it could be reprinted in the next Battle of Chaos, Crystal Revenge, which comes out in September this year rather than the usual July or August from the past 4 or 5 years that we've had Revenge series, or Battles Legends rather. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. We have Aroma, Syrupy, Angelica. This card is not expensive. It's almost $1 though, and for a common, this card is almost 6 years old at this point. Came out in Invasion Vengeance. It was November of 2016. You do play this as well for the Plant Link deck. Avalon specifically, some other variants play it too, but this card's a good pickup too. And if you can find it for in bulk, then that's good too. Some of these other Aroma cards are insanely expensive though for what they are. Next, I'll say the Sylvan High Protector. This is the Megaton version. The original version, the original print of it, is going to be a little bit more expensive. You can see about $5. I don't think you necessarily need to play this at all. I just think just for retro formats, this card's been going up, especially because places have been picking up April 2014 format for the Time Wizard format of the game. Next, we have Bengal Lance the Resurgent. This card hasn't seen any play since its release last year in May of 2021 or June 2021 in Lightning Overdrive. We can see it's been increasing steadily, just a little bit, and since basically the end of April up almost into today, it's gone up about $1. I think it could increase a little bit more, and if Sunavalon happens to do anything, which I think it will with Dimension Force's release, again because of Therion, we will see this card increase a little more. Again, this card is a secret rare from Lightning Overdrive and has always been about $2 to $3 at most. Definitely, if you were playing Sunavalon or another Plant Link deck, you want to make sure you have at least one of these cards. It's very, very strong. And then, in case you guys haven't heard, Sunavalon has been bought out, specifically Sunavalon Dryas. This is the best card in the deck, in the extra deck at least. The card is absolutely insane. You just summon Genius Lochi, which you can summon with Unexpected Die. It takes a one level 4 or lower plant monster. If it's linked summon the extra monster zone using Genius Lochi, you can add a Sunbind spell or trap. That is not a once per turn effect at all. So if the standard combo makes it so that you summon Dryas, that's your standard play, then you get Sunbind Sowing, and then you do your plays. Eventually you end up with 2 Link 4s that are in the main monster zone, and then you summon another Dryas, and then get Sunbind Shrine, and that lets you extend into another Link 4. This is not once per turn though, so you can search both spells right now. If they ever introduce a Sunbind Trap, you'd be able to search that too. There'd be a way to do 3, summon 3 in a turn, but you need at least 2 of these cards. Honestly, probably are going to play 3 because one of these Sunseed monsters allows you to special summon some monsters from the extra deck by banishing this, because you'll have to, Sunseed Twin is that card. You banish it from the graveyard and banish one of the Link monsters you control, and then you can special summon a monster with the same name as one you have in your graveyard. This card was like $2 at most since it came out from the first Ghost from the Past. That's how much it's been for the past year or so, almost a year and a half. And now it's up to $5 or $6. This is still not bad. This deck is still really cheap to play, besides the Adventure Engine, of course. With Therions, though, it does become a more expensive deck, but this is still not a bad pickup regardless. Again, if this deck does anything, this is going to be the primary target that you're going to see increase in price. And we can see it's rapidly increased over the past week or so from, again, $2 to $5. Sunavalon Melius. I don't think this is a very good buyout target. I would never buy out this card. I wouldn't recommend buying out any card, but this is just an interesting card to see that it's kind of gone up a little bit for what it is. Again, it's super rare, but you do play 2 of these in the Sunavalon deck because you can use both of their effects on the same turn. You actually can summon one of these because if it's link summoned, you can use this effect and you link summon them twice to get your 2 link 4 plant monsters. But yeah, just a cool card. You definitely need to play at least 2 of these, so I would pick these up. Again, if you're going to play Sunavalon, you need to pick up these cards now, especially if you're playing them with the Therion and Adventure cards. I think that deck's pretty good. Then Avalanche Trentier. This is the boss monster, one of the boss monsters for the deck. You basically just use it for this first effect. Add a Sunavalon spell or trap. Currently, there are only Sunavalon's traps. There are no Sunavalon spells right now. They're only Sunvines. But it's Sunavalon Bloom, which is like a more generic, easily searchable skill drain versus your opponent. If you control a Link 4 plant monster, you can negate all the effects of your opponent's face-up monsters. That happens just on activation, though, and if you control a Link 4 in Resolution, still not a bad card, though. And then you can tribute a Link monster points to destroy any number of cards, not just monsters, up to that tributed monsters Link ratings. Pretty good card, though. And then next up we have Teardrop, the Rika Queen. This card has been bought out. There's no other way to put it. We did see its increase. Again, this is right around when Dimension Force was starting to be theoried on in the TCG. Specifically here, though, it's never been expensive besides, what it's been for the past year or so. It's always been about a $20 card because it was the, kind of the black swan for Secret Slayers because we had Emancipator and Eldritch, and then Rika, never saw any play really. But here, you actually play this in the Sunavalon Link deck because you can summon them with some of your Therion monsters. It is generic, it is the 2 level 8s. You play Snowdrop, which we can see down here, is also kind of being almost bought out. I wouldn't say it's quite bought out quite yet, but it has seen an increase in price because you special summon this, it's a level 8, and then you also special summon another plant monster. You can target, you can make itself and another plant monster control become level 8, and then you summon Teardrop. You can summon a card like Snapdragon, which banishes a card from the opponent's hand if it's sent to the graveyard. So you detach material, target an opponent's monster, tribute it, and then you take a card from their hand. That's the whole combo. You can also play one of the other cards, which prevents your opponent's monster from activating its effects. Not a bad card either. I think that's the more consistent play rather than playing the Snapdragon combo. And then we're going to go from Ghosts from the Past 2. As predicted, these cards are extremely cheap. Literally, the most expensive card is not even the price of a box itself. A single display, single box on its own. Those, I think, retail for $15 or $20. Alibur is only $16. If you want to play Despia, just pick up this card now. Just pick up all the reprints. They're cheap. They look fantastic. They all match. They're great. Absolutely great. And then Fibrax, I never thought I would see this card be only $5. It looks good. I'm glad that this card was reprinted. However, that means it's probably going to get hit, and I hope that they hit this card instead of the tuners and anything else. This card just has to go. It really needs to leave the format, but it is good to see, at least for the meantime, at least for what we know right now, at least safe for the next couple weeks. And then maybe we'll see it get hit. That's usually what happens. The card gets reprinted, a couple weeks later it gets hit. That's been a trend for the past 4 or 5 years. Galaxy Soldier, good to see this card also as a reprint and cheaper because it's always floated around 15 to 20 even for reprints. Borland, these are all super cheap. The 10E cards looking absolutely fantastic and Ultra. Of course, Agents, you can pick up the entire deck for like $10. That would have been cheaper than having it in a structure deck. Very good argument for having cheap TCG imports rather than having them in structures. Again, the Despia cards, branded cards, all in Ultra reprints. They look fantastic. Deco Talker, Heat Soul, $3. If you're going to play like Math Mech or a Cybers deck, pick that up. The zombie cards are also really, really cheap. Sky Cavalry, this card was like $20, almost $30 one point. This card is played in Sprites in the OCG. If you want to play that deck in the near future, once Power of the Elements is out, pick up this card now. DDDs, again, most of their major cards are reprinted. Fluon Rees, besides your Pot of Prosperity, Fluon Rees' budget now. Basically nothing else is over $1, which is good. These are all like bulk prices. You could probably even get discounts from your locals if you talk to the owner. Mardell, you need this for the Plant Link combo. This card has been like $30 for the past 2 years or so, almost 2 years. And now it is less than $1 for the reprint. Cupid Pitch, another good card, and Despot. Really good reprints. Patrols, I said before, all good reprints, and Mathmech Edition. Again, if you're playing Cybers, just pick up the Hollows. They're really nice. But Mardell, you want to have, because you need the one copy for the Plant Links on Avalon, anything like that. And Hidden Arsenal, this card was interesting, just the Power Tool Dragon. I think this might see some increase in price because there are Morphtronic support cards, as well as some other 5Ds Legacy support cards in one of the new deck build packs for the OCG. And then Polymerization, I really like this version. I actually like the other art, the original art from the TCG, not the anime art. But I still think this card looks really nice in the Ultra DT print, just because Ultra DT just looks amazing. And that's why Skill Drain is the most expensive card in this set. If you can get Hidden Arsenal boxes at your locals for like $10 or $11, that's not bad. The dice are really nice. And some of the reprints are cool. Formula Synchron and Power Tool Dragon specifically, and some of the promos are also nice to have as well. Next up, we have the Libromancers. Now, these cards they're at high prices right now. That's basically what it is. Especially for the Premier Editions, they are more up there. I mean, the secrets are cheap because no one really wants them. But, yeah, I mean, if you want to play Libromancers, you can. We're going to have a deck profile within the next couple weeks, probably once we have the physical cards available. There's no reason to pre-order these cards. I think Libromancer file will be like $2. It'll be the same price as Geek Boy eventually. It'll fall to that level. This card's very good. What is the other? Mystic Girl is very good. And then Realize is okay. The other cards are not great, but you can do things at least. It doesn't do a whole lot. It's not a high power deck, but it is a very consistent deck, considering you can play the Magician's Souls engine. If you want to pick them up and just get the secrets, they look just as good, if not nicer, than the Premiers. Premiers will hold more value, though, than the secrets, because once this deck either flops or whatever, this card will go down. This card will probably go down too, but not nearly as much as the secret version. And then up next, again, goes from the past. We just have these cards revisited. Looking specifically into the ghost cards, this is, again, Aliber. You know, you're looking at maybe $18 a copy. That's pretty good, especially if you're looking at, we'll just say 4 or more. Yeah, $17 per copy. That's a really, really good price, especially if you want to have all your cards match. So this was our really brief take at some of the cards that happen to be bought out, increase in price over the past couple of months, specifically the last week, since a lot of good Dueling Book players who also play either just on Dueling Book or in person have been theorizing the Sunavalon Therion adventure deck. Again, if you want to play that deck, you do need both the Therion and adventure stuff. Even if adventure gets hit, I think it's still a strong deck. Just having the 1-card combo equal 2 Link 4s and a blanket one-time negate, as well as being able to search the Therion cards. Very, very powerful deck, and it does play through hand traps much better than it used to. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm definitely going to be taking a look at some of these other cards and these reprints a little bit closer, especially over the next couple, say, 4 to 5 months, especially after the NAWCQ occurs. Let me know what you guys are picking up. I saw a lot of positive comments regarding it in the last Market Watch video. I do want to have these more regularly because these are interesting, especially once Dimension Force comes out. We're going to have a bunch of products coming out. The Dimension Force, the Legendary Duelist C Mako Tsunami version, as well as the Valiance theme that's going to be with the Mr. Ruins. Those will all be right before the NAWCQ, so we'll see a lot of increases in prices for good cards in preparation for the first NAWCQ in 2 years at this point, almost 3 years. Last one was 2019 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so now we'll see it in Chicago. Yeah, this is Eric with OzoneTCG. We will see you guys in the next one.